In a quiet forest nestled between rolling hills, there lived a wise old oak tree named Olwen. Olwen had stood tall for over 2 centuries, watching the seasons change, the animals grow, and the forest thrive. The oak had witnessed storms that broke mighty branches and winters that covered the world in a blanket of frost. Through it all, Olwen had survived, and the tree had many lessons to share with the creatures of the forest. One spring morning, a young squirrel named Selah scampered up to Olwen. She was small and full of questions, her fluffy tail twitching with curiosity. "Olwen," she asked, "how have you lived so long? I'm afraid of the hawks and the cold. How can I be as strong as you?" "Dear Selah," the oak began, "life is not about being fearless or avoiding challenges. It's about learning to adapt and grow. Let me tell you a story. Long ago, when Olwen was just a sapling, a fierce storm swept through the forest. The wind howled like a pack of wolves, and the rain fell in heavy sheets. Many young trees were uprooted, their roots too shallow to hold firm. But Olwen's roots, though small, clung tightly to the earth. The oak bent with the wind, swaying but never breaking. I learned that day," Olwen explained, "to be flexible when facing forces I cannot control. Resisting too much can break you, but bending helps you survive." Selah nodded, her bright eyes wide with understanding. "I think I understand," she said. "But what about when the world is cold and there's no food? How do you keep going?" Olwen chuckled softly. "Ah, the winters of life," the oak said. "They teach patience. During the winter, I conserve my energy. My leaves fall away to save strength, and I trust that spring will return. It always does. You must learn to endure the hard times, knowing they will pass." As the days grew warmer, other forest creatures gathered beneath Olwen's canopy, drawn by the squirrel's chatter and the oak's wisdom. A fox with a sleek, red coat approached one evening. "Olwen," he asked, "how do you deal with loss? I've lost my den to a flood, and I don't know where to start again." And then Olwen swayed in thought before answering. "Loss is like the fire that once scorched my bark many years ago. At first, I thought it would destroy me, but then I noticed new shoots growing from the burnt wood. Loss clears the way for something new. You must find a place to rebuild and trust that growth will follow." The fox bowed his head in gratitude, his tail brushing the ground as he turned to leave. Over time, word of Olwen's wisdom spread. Animals came from far and wide to ask questions about survival, resilience, and hope. One day, a young deer named Lila approached. Her slender legs trembled as she spoke. "Olwen, I'm afraid of making mistakes. What if I choose the wrong path? Or fail?" Olwen's bark seemed to glow in the golden sunlight. "Oh, my dear," the oak said, "mistakes are how we learn. When I was young, I stretched one branch too far into the open sky. A storm broke it, and I thought I had failed. But the break allowed more sunlight to reach my lower branches, helping them grow strong. What seems like failure is often just a step toward success." Lila's eyes filled with determination, and she bounded off, her fears lighter than before. As the years passed, Olwen's lessons became stories shared by animals throughout the forest. Each creature carried the oak's wisdom into their own lives. The forest thrived, not because life was easy, but because its inhabitants learned to adapt, endure, and grow. And so, Olwen stood tall, not just as a mighty oak, but as a symbol of survival and growth for all who lived beneath the sprawling branches. For in the quiet strength of nature, there were endless lessons to be learned. Olwen's wisdom reminds us all to bend with the winds of change, to endure the winters of life, and to find growth even in the face of the greatest challenges. The old oak teaches us that resilience isn't about avoiding difficulties, but learning to adapt and thrive despite them. Through patience, we can weather the harshest seasons, trusting that brighter days will follow. And in moments of loss or failure, we discover the strength to rebuild and grow anew. Nature, with its quiet strength and enduring cycles, offers us powerful lessons in perseverance, hope, and transformation. Just as the creatures of the forest found solace and guidance beneath Olwen's branches, we too can find inspiration in these timeless truths. Let us carry these lessons into our own lives, facing each challenge with courage, each setback with grace, and each success with gratitude, knowing that growth and renewal are always within our reach.